Hi. So this is Introduction to Counseling, the client. We talk a little bit about what clients bring in, what kind of problems they talk about, and those sorts of things. First, who's seeking counseling in the first place? Well, about 15 to 8% of the U.S. population in every given year is receiving psychological services. And you're going to see, and they represent the full range of human problems, and sometimes no problems, no pathology that's overt. They want to be all they can be, as the Army once said. Yeah. People vary considerably in their willingness to seek treatment from I'm here, but I don't want to be here, to I am ready to go to work and accept and do whatever I need to do so that I can move forward. Women are more likely to seek treatment than men, although men are catching up to some degree. People with more education are more likely to receive counseling, and people with medical insurance and financial resources are more likely to see a counselor and seek services. Everybody has glitches. About 10 to 15% are in the high functioning range. About 10 to 15% are at the other end of the spectrum in the very low or extremely low functioning range. And most people are in the middle. Normal distress is the range you're going to see more often than anything else in most counseling settings. But if you work for a particular kind of population, with a particular kind of population, for a particular kind of clinic, you may not see that. You may see a lower end of functioning, but depends, right? The more psychological your strength, the better able you handle stress and change constructively. So the better one relates to oneself, the better one can relate to the environment. The better someone can relate to others in their environment, the more you can get your needs met. And not at the expense of other people. Overall, the big overall goal, this is never a specific goal you would work on, but the overall goal for counseling is to help people increase their psychological strength. Yeah. Now, why don't people get counseling? One is religious or ethnic prohibitions or reluctance based on those things. People can say, "Well, I can solve it myself. I don't want to open up a can of worms. My personal life is nobody else's business. It's too expensive. It takes too much time. Only weak or crazy people get counseling." Those kinds of things. Those are common. We see that as a resistance. We could see it also as fulfilling their belief system, the belief system of the family, pleasing members of the family to not get counseling. There are reasons for this kind of reluctance. Variables that matter include the severity of the symptoms that are both physical and psychological. How severe is it? How long has it been going on? And how intense is it? Second thing would be motivation. That's a variable that matters. How motivated are they? Third, how psychologically minded are they? Can they think about their thinking? What we call metacognition. Can they think about it? How much insight do they have about the origin of their problems and their role in those? The better the insight, the better prognosis of treatment. And in general, and what are the strengths and resources and support that person has? Those are all variables that matter very much. Okay? Client variables can be illustrated in a very simple case that I have for you, and I'll just tell you like it is. Okay, here, a withdrawn alcoholic client who is dragged into therapy by their spouse, does not possess good motivation for therapy, who may regard mental health professionals with suspicion, who may harbor hostility towards others. That kind of client is not really going to benefit and find relief as quickly as a client who is willing to discover how they have continued in a failing marriage and what their role in that has been, and express determination to take full responsibility in order to make personal changes. Those are two diametrically opposed clients. Yeah? Okay. Now, what are some common needs that clients have that we all share from time to time? One is to give and receive affection. We are mammals. We do well psychologically when we give and receive both emotional and physical affection. The emotional part is not so much being the animal as the physical part is being a mammal. Feeling free, not feeling confined. Having fun, which is harder for adults than children, clearly. Sometimes people just need to have fun. Receiving intellectual stimulation. For some people, that's more important than for others. Feeling a sense of accomplishment. Okay, that's high up on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you may recall. Having hope. Depressed people don't have a lot of that. Having solitude. Some people are so inundated with responsibilities to others and contact with others that they need solitude. Having a purpose. Not finding that their life has meaning at the present time, and they're looking for that meaning. Knowing themselves. Needing direction. Exercising impulse control. In other words, self-control. Appreciating themselves. So that has to do with improving their self-esteem and accepting the good things about themselves. Understanding other people more accurately. And lastly, being assertive. In other words, setting good boundaries at no one's expense, but helpful to everyone. Okay? Now, what do clients come in saying? Well, they're depressed and anxious and they can't manage feelings on their own. Having problems coping with life's changes and life stresses, they don't know how to do that. They've had big losses in their lives and they need guidance. They need some connection to grieve. They're having relationship problems. They don't know what to do about them. Can't solve them. That's a real common one. Their mood fluctuates so much, they can't adequately handle those shifts. Don't know what to do. Can't figure out their own problems and can't or won't turn to family or friends for support. And in some cases, it may make sense that they don't do that. In some cases, they simply won't, even though it might be helpful. Their children keep getting in trouble at home, at school. They don't know what to do or what it's about. That's the range of that would encompass 80-90% of what you're going to see. Okay, so that's derived from lots and lots and lots of clients. Okay, all right. The next thing we're going to talk about in this course is ethics. Talk to you soon. Bye.